Hi everyone, it's Tyrell Raven. It's September 4th, 8:30 a.m. and today I start my 300-kilometer solo canoe trip from Invermere BC to the Micha Dam, 120 kilometers north of Revelstoke, BC. For the first section of this adventure, I will paddle northbound for 6 days, where I will spend my final night by the river near the Donald Canyon, north of Golden, British Columbia. Just stopped for lunch. I think I've spent 4 hours on the river today, and I probably had about almost an hour of breaks, snacks, and getting out, stretching my legs. Threw the line in at the Horse Thief Creek there and didn't get anything. Saw a couple jumping, but that was it. So far today, 4 blue herons fishing by the river. That was nice to see, and 1 bald eagle. A few deer checking me out as well. So a little bit of wildlife, and I'm sure I'll see a lot more as I go. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm just floating past the small town of Edgewater. This puts me in a few kilometers at my 30-kilometer goal for each day on the river. It's still a little early, and but I do need to find a camp, and I prefer to find some fresh water, a creek flowing in. So it looks like there should be a few coming up here on the right, so I'm gonna try and push on at least another 5-6 kilometers and see what time it's at there, and see if I can find myself a decent camp, something that has like I say, some fresh water. But anyway, the day's been great. I think I'm at, probably counting, I just saw one here, 10 blue herons for the day. There is a lot of them out here. It's been a really nice day. I think it's like high 20s Celsius. Should have went for a swim earlier. Instead I had like a kind of small nap there at break. Here we are, morning of day 2. I didn't do any videoing yesterday, later in the day. My battery ran out on my GoPro, and I was just kind of in a bit of a rush to get to camp. I made a mistake by 4 o'clock. I went by 2 amazing campsites in hopes of finding some creeks that were farther down to get fresh water to filter, rather than filtering out of the river. And then I ended up paddling an extra 15 kilometers more than anticipated yesterday. So instead of doing about 30 plus kilometers, I did 45, and I ended up in Briscoe. And I ended up having to camp just on the side, on a pullout on the side of the Forest Service Road. There's a family of beavers right there. Hard to see. There's a mom and 3 babies. This is a 30 liter, and it is completely full. Even after I had breakfast this morning, I did a poor job of repacking it, but it's stuffed to the brim. This is where I camped last night, right on the muddy banks of the Columbia, near Briscoe, BC. That's the Forest Service Road right there, going up into the Purcell Mountain Range. So technically it's not, it's just a pullout off of the Forest Service road. So technically it's not 100% kosher to be camping here. In my defense, it actually doesn't say no camping anywhere. And I set up just on that little flat spot there. I didn't have a fire last night to be respectful. And, you know, as you can see, I cleaned up after myself. All right, back on the water. It's actually kind of nice to get moving again. That was definitely a quick stop there just to sleep and a quick eat, just some bars and things this morning. So many blue herons, so many beavers, so many birds. It's amazing out here, so many ducks. Lots of deer hanging out in here as well. It's a nice little area to I think come through at least once. Check it out. Plus we still are in the Rocky Mountain Trench, so we get the great views of the Rockies on the east in front of me and the Purcell Range to the west. I can see it's a bit smoky today. It's the first time in quite a while that smoke has been out. Probably a good week and a half, I would say, in the valley here. But still a really nice day, a little bit cloudy as well. Cool, not too hot. I think it's going to be a great day just to be out on the water. It's great here. I just threw my line in, caught into a big trout out there. Spat my hook out, didn't quite get it set right. Oh, first fish of the trip and I lost it. I found another nice little tributary here, so I think I'm gonna camel up a little bit on the water and just fill up everything that I've got, just to make sure I've got some good water for tonight. I prefer to get water from places that look like this, because I'm lucky and there's a lot of it around where I live. So why drink out of there when you can have that? Well, I got everything all set up. Canoe's all cleaned off. I got some firewood. Got a little fire going here. Just gonna hang around that for a while, and dinner as well. Tonight I'm eating some Lipton Sidekicks. Kind of my go-to for the first 4 or 5 days on trips. And we have some salami right here. Hot chocolate. I have to go try and hang my food barrel. After that, it's probably time to hit the tent. I need to get my maps prepped for tomorrow, see what I'm up against. It should be a really fun day tomorrow though. I am having a great second morning here on this trip. Eating my go-to breakfast here, which is oatmeal, dehydrated blueberries, and some protein powder, some Vega protein powder. Just kind of taking it all in. Having, once again, an amazing morning. and I already packed up my tent and everything. Everything's loaded in the canoe except for my food barrel. So I'm gonna get finished up eating here, and in the next 15 minutes I'll be back on the water. Looking forward to it today. This is what I was expecting of the first few days, right here. Just some relax time. I mean, I have been paddling hard, but first day especially, but this is what I'm hoping to get, at least one moment like this. Pretty peaceful. Well, I'm stuck here on this mud bar here, little chunk of dry land. It's blowing like heck out here, probably 25-kilometer winds from the north right at my head. Pretty wide section of river here too, so out in the open. Gonna have to just kind of wait a bit until it chills down. Can't really get no relief from it on this big long straight stretch here, so I'm hoping maybe it'll calm down here in the next little bit and I can keep going. Pulled up on shore here. This little side stream, side channel, I'm glad that I ended up taking it. I'm just about back on the main channel there real soon, and yeah, it's a really nice spot here. But the most important thing why I stopped is I found a creek. I was gonna camp in the area. Now I see him going by. But at least he's going to this side of the water. He swam that really well. He just lifted his head and saw me there. You might see him get out of the water. I'll try and zoom in the shot later. So the bear went on shore right there and up into the bush pretty quick. I actually just saw a bear when I pulled up to this site. I thought I was really hungry. I thought I would cook and then camp at a different location than where I cook. I'm really trying to find a spot, and there's not a lot of places to pitch, so I did have a spot. It was pretty nice sandbar, pretty dry, but it was not far away from that second bear at all. And then when I got there, there was actually fresh bear prints from what looked like today, maybe yesterday, but they look pretty similar to the prints I was putting in the ground right beside them. So anyway, so I just didn't feel comfy there. There's just too much bear activity. I have an eye on my map and a possible couple locations here, so just en route, scope a couple out. I've got time to maybe paddle a kilometer or two more before the sun's completely gone. The mountains are a little bit bigger down this end of the valley, closer to Golden, and the valley's tighter, so the sun kind of lose the sun a little bit quicker than my end of the valley that I'm used to. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night here pretty soon. Like I said, just finish up some mapping stuff, see kind of what tomorrow has in store for it. I already checked the weather. It looks like tomorrow's supposed to be nice and sunny and hot. So hopefully that should mean not too much wind, at least in the morning. Another big day tomorrow. I should have 2 more left on the river here, and that'll be it. So I'll sign off and catch you in the morning. turns out I camped by some tracks. A couple of trains last night. No biggie. It's a bit of a damp spot because there's grass everywhere. So in about 2 minutes, there's gonna be 1,000,000 mosquitoes on me once it's warm enough for them to get out of the grass. Also, when you camp on grass, it creates a lot of condensation inside of your tent. So hard surfaces are best. Leave no trace says not to camp on grass. Sometimes you gotta do it. I spent an extra 7K yesterday looking for a camp. So I'm at what's called Horse Creek right now. I am in between Parson and Nixon. I am on the water super late today. It's 10:30. Wow. I dilly-dallied a bit this morning, just kind of drying some things out a little bit. I will dry them out at lunch a bit more anyway, but my tent fly was really wet this morning from condensation, so I had a really hard day yesterday, I'll be honest. I mean, that 37K was pretty tiring with a headwind all day. What my plan is I'm gonna spread out my quilt, I'm gonna spread out my tent fly and my tent footprint, just so it can dry here. It's not very windy, but the sun is really going. I think while I'm here, I'm also gonna kind of give myself a bit of a clean, go for a good swim, clean off. Just a reminder though, don't use soaps, shampoos, and all that junk in our waterways and lakes, people. Even if it says biodegradable, don't put it in there. Every trip, no matter what I'm doing, camping, hiking, canoe tripping, whatever, always have a separate dry set of clothes that you can sleep in. Blended merino wool synthetic top and blended merino wool synthetic bottoms. I only ever wear a wigwam or darn tough merino wool socks. I have thinner ones that I wear for hiking and smaller. And it's very important. Keep a nice dry set. And I always change out my underwear. So every day when I come in and I'm gonna go to bed, I change out of my active wear, I guess you'll call it. Like I just wear this one shirt all day. Just change out of that, and before you get into your sleeping bag, get into a nice dry set, and you'll be much warmer every night. You can then air out your clothes that you wore all day, whether it's your underwear, your socks, your pants, and your shirt. And then the next day you can put it on again, and it'll be a little bit fresher. I'm feeling amazing right now. After that dunk in the creek, washed up. Oh man, I'm feeling great. Cleaned up the clothes I was wearing too. I'm sure that sun hoodie won't take long to dry. It's about the 6th eagle I've seen today. The last one I saw took a fish out of the river. Pilings. They're definitely more prevalent down here on the north end of the river than by Invermere, but right where I started even, there are these pilings, and that's from a time long past when people used to travel by paddle boat on the river, and I think I already talked about the distancing of the towns, and I think that was due to the paddle boats. And from what I understood is people would, I guess, get out of the paddle boats and actually get on these logs sometimes and just hop along and kind of help direct the paddle boat. And I also imagine it kind of signifies kind of the deepest part of the channel. I'm hoping to find something sandy and flat and dry up over there because it's quite high. And I also have lots of wood around. So fire tonight it is. I think it's 5:30. So pretty good time getting in. I'm gonna get set up and get going and get a fire ripping and have a time. Been an amazing day today. Been a really nice morning hanging out at this site. I've been having a great time the whole trip though, I will be honest. Sleeping great every night. As usual in the tent, trusty long spoon, long titanium. I currently use a Tokes titanium pot. It's a 750 mil. I've been using this thing for quite a few years now. It's been great for backpacking, for hiking. Super light, all that. But I think for canoe tripping, once I start getting more than one person coming along, I really need to up my game here. So I'm eyeballing a 2-liter titanium pot that has a bail handle so I could hang it over a fire. As you can see, I got my tent and everything cleaned up there. Nothing left, no mess. I have everything ready here, ready to load up my boat. I actually gave it a clean out this morning. It was pretty dirty, so lots of swamp mud in there, and so I gave it a good clean. You know, good enough. We're out here tripping. It's definitely colder this morning. This is the coolest morning yet. It's warm, but it's not warming up. I think it's going to stay this for a while. 30% chance of rain. Not very high, but I think we might get a few sprinkles in this area. I have my rain jacket on today, just more of a wind layer. I am going to wear my neoprene socks because I've been casually just going in and out of the water the whole trip, no matter the time of day, but now it's definitely, you can feel it. Pulled up on this point here to get myself something to eat. I forgot to pull some bars and snacks out of my barrel this morning and put them in my little day barrel. I hope I got that bear footage earlier of that bear eating those rose hips when I came around that corner. I was quiet enough to get my paddle down and get my camera up and turned on, but I might have missed hitting the record button. Anyway, I'm hoping I got it because I was within under 30 feet of that bear, so you should be able to actually see it on the camera. And yeah, just a small bear, a little bit bigger than me, probably about, looked like the size of a 200-pound human. So not a big bear, but he'd fight me and beat me. Anyway, I'm hungry. Just a little bit of history of our area is in 1807. David Thompson came over the mountains, over what is known as Howes Pass now. He was the first white fur trader into this area. All right, I pulled over here at the Blaeberry, other side of the river on a point I had noted as my lunch spot for the day. And this marks 16 kilometers for the day. So it's 1 o'clock. I'm gonna get a fire going and make some food. I'm starving and a little cold. I'm finding it kind of nice here to slow down and just boil some water with the fire. Take it easy, relax a bit. I've kind of been pushing a little hard the first 4 days to really make up, you know, get a head start and not be behind on the trip. And I gotta realize it is a vacation for me too, so I gotta take the time when it's needed, slow it down, and I did only bring 1 can of fuel for my stove, so I do have to boil water like this a little bit on the trip. Hour and a half max, and I'll be at camp for the night, and that'll be my last camp on the river. And then I'll only have a half a kilometer to paddle in the morning to my portage out up at Blue Water Creek. So I'm gonna push on. I've got an energy, my last little fruit bar in my pocket from the day, my last bar. To crush that, and I'm gonna head to camp. It's been an amazing day paddling. Even though it's been rainy, I've been really loving this section of river. Sun's out, I'm happy. I'm taking this rain jacket off. Life is good out here, woo! This is the Trans-Canada Highway 1 bridge near Donald, BC that goes over the Columbia River en route to Rogers Pass, Revelstoke, and eventually ending up in Vancouver. Oh, I have made it to my preferred camp that I kind of planned a long time ago, and I now only have a few hundred meters left of the river to paddle in the morning before my portage. The sun is out, so I'm happy I'm able to dry things off. Mostly have my canoe emptied, just drying out my quilt on my tent there. Down the beach a little further, I've got a line set up and I'm drying out pack towel and my fly for my tent. All right, it's a really nice evening, so nice. Really enjoying it out here. I have my meal rehydrating in here. That's my toque, by the way, just keeping it warm. It's in the bag. I just came to realize that the Peak Eats meals, I don't know when this happened, maybe it happened last year and I just didn't read the package, but you can just pour boiling water in the bag and then just like a freeze-dried meal, like a Mountain House, and then let it sit. So I'm doing that, giving it a shot this first time, see how it goes. Got my fire going here, got a bunch of wood for the morning. I'm gonna dry it out a bit more and then throw it under the canoe for the night so it won't get damp. And a big pile of wood for tonight here. Probably won't use it all. Probably won't be up too late here. Okay, so I have my ginger beef and rice and broccoli dehydrated meal. It's always really good. It's really, really good. I might have forgotten soy sauce with it. Pretty sure I forgot soy sauce. Usually soy sauce really makes it rock. I had a great day for a lot of reasons. Amazing running the river. Amazing just making it to the end basically of the river section and doing more than half of my trip in distance. I'm at 165 kilometers now from Invermere, so that's pretty big. End of day 5, feeling great, really enjoying myself out here, sleeping great. Yeah, I can't complain. Having the time of my life. Maybe someone will join me next time. Good morning. Another amazing day in the wilderness. I woke up feeling pretty peppy this morning. Had a really good sleep. I think I went to bed around 11 last night, so latest night yet. Stayed up around the fire a while. Slept in until 7:30 this morning. As you can see, it's pretty misty and foggy out. Definitely a fall morning. Not too cold, but just really damp for sure. So I got the fire going and got some water on the boil right now. So just waiting for that, and gonna get some breakfast on the go here first, and then clean up. Just enjoying my time by the fire. Eating a breakfast. Getting the tea going. Got a wrap. Full wheat wrap ready for some peanut butter. Need some extra calories this morning. I will track my canoe up Blue Water Creek to gain access to a Forest Service road. I will use this road to portage my canoe and gear 10 kilometers by cart to bypass some potentially dangerous rapids in the canyon below. Canoe's all packed up, ready to go. I did my rounds, made sure I didn't leave anything behind, and poured another bucket of water over my old fire pit, and yeah, everything's cleaned up, ready to go. So I guess that's it. 500 meters left of this river. I'll take a little bit of footage of it, and then it's on to portage time. Just where Blue Water Creek comes in, just past the town of Duncan, and you can see my portage road just up ahead there on halfway up that mountainside. The line that goes right to left. So anyway, I'm gonna get tracking up this creek here and get on my way. I have made it my way up Blue Water Creek here to where I was able to pull out. I took my canoe and gear through the trees here. I'll show you the trail in a second, and it's just up ahead on an old quad trail that I'm going to use to get to the road. Here I am getting ready to embark on the next section of my trip. It's kind of weird because I say I'm leaving the river behind, but really I'm just portaging 10 kilometers around the canyon, and then gonna technically be in the river for another few kilometers until I hit the lake.
I have all of my gear loaded up in the canoe on the cart. This is what we're working with here. It has a bit of a kickstand, so I'm gonna flip that thing and it's go time. All right, I made it onto the Forest Service Road. That bumpy little road was not good for this cart, and FYI, this was not the cart I wanted. It was the third best cart out there by reviews, says the internet. Anyway, this is the road I take now. 10 kilometers. Here I go. Well, I'm just over a kilometer, almost a kilometer and a half into this portage, cart portage. And it's been uphill the whole way until now. So a bit of a grind, but when you do get a slight downhill, it's nice. Not complaining though. Life is a lot tougher than being out here. Just wanted to show you, down below is where I got out. That is where Blue Water Creek connects with the Columbia River. While going downhill, this cart's all right, and on flat ground it's really easy too. Going downhill, you just have to stay behind it on the back end and hold on to it, keep it balanced, and it just kind of slowly pulls you downhill. I think if it's a big steep hill though, you might want to really brace yourself to slow it down. Uphills, you know, they're a thing. But whatever, I think I'm almost halfway down this trip. I've been on it for about a kilometer and a half. Some of these rocks that I'm going over sometimes are a little questioning whether I'm being a little too rough on the cart. Probably am. We're trying to get this done. Hope this baby holds together. Another 5K. Almost 4 o'clock. I think I started about 1:30, so 2.5 hours on this portage. 10K. I've got about a kilometer left. All right. So I am done the portage section of this trip. Just after 4, and I decided I'm gonna continue on. The bugs are bad there. I wanted to get offshore and just get motoring, and it's pretty nice out right now, at least hopefully for a little bit. There's definitely a little tent spot up there next to some logs. There's already a fire pit here. I know of a few people who have camped here, so as you can see, I'm glad I kind of pushed to this spot today. 6:30 right now, you know, impending weather coming in, but I'm glad I pushed here because now I'm actually done the river, and as you can see, that's the start of the lake, and it's pretty big. It's a massive lake, and I already know that, so it's just crazy to see it for the first time. Anyway, I really got to kind of get going and get set up. Just to give you a heads up, this is what I use for food storage. I use a smelly proof, smell proof bags, odor proof bags. And normally when I'm hiking, I will use an Ursack in combination with these smell-proof bags, odor-proof bags. And the Ursack is a Kevlar bear-resistant bag, but the idea is that you use the odor-resistant or odor-proof bag to prevent the bear from even finding it to begin with, and any animal for that matter. So I do have a 3-point pulley system. Up to this point, I haven't had any trees I've been able to hang on until last night. But I use this system extensively in the mountains and never have a problem. And I think also this barrel is not bear proof. These are not bear proof. They are rodent proof, but not bear proof. But they are watertight and airtight. So technically between these two things, I should not have an issue. And I haven't up to this point on the trip. Maybe it's just luck, but people use these a lot in the backcountry, and for me they've worked well. These, I don't know, they're about 2 liters or so. They hold a lot of food, so I have everything wrapped up in those, and that's usually how I roll. Well, I'll be honest, after 10k, well, let's just call it 11k of portaging and 6k of coming up the lake so far, I'm pooped. It's been a long day, a lot bigger than I wanted it to be, and but I'm glad I made it to this camp. This is a nice little spot, and I'm a little too tired though to do a fire tonight. There is a fire pit here, and I have a really sweet log, but the fire pit is full of stuff. I have to pull it out and clean it out. I'm just not into it. I'm kind of tired. Just finished wrapping up my food, and I'm gonna go stick it over on the point there. Put a bunch of stuff around it, some sticks on it, and yeah, that's about it. And then I'm gonna hit the tent and do my nightly stuff, kind of write in my trip journal, and write in just make sure I got my maps all sorted for tomorrow, and see where my next camp is. Now that I'm on the lake here, I'm not going to be pushing beyond any goals for the day. I'm just going to stick with a plan and go, and I really got to use my inReach from here on out, and which I have been anyway, checking the weather. It's the thing I do, but I need to use my inReach and make sure the weather's going to be good to travel the next day, and if not, when the wind's going to die down, because as you can see behind me, that's a big ass lake, and tonight there was just a little bit of a breeze, and it was throwing up some good sized waves. Anyway, it's a really nice evening. I am enjoying it. There's a storm brewing over the lake, but I seem to be safe right now. Gonna be getting in the tent soon though and calling it a night. Later, y'all.